Hey everyone, and welcome. If you're in content, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It feels like you're shouting into a hurricane, right? Just trying to get your message heard over all the noise. Well, that's why we're here today. We're going to tear up that old playbook and write a new one. And this one is powered by AI. This isn't just about making a few small tweaks anymore. We're talking about a huge shift in how we think, how we research, and how we create. All right, let's get into it.
So to really kick things off, just look at this number, 7 million. That's how many blog posts get published, every single day. That's the hurricane. That's what you're up against. And you know, our traditional strategies, they're starting to feel a little rusty. Organic reach is dropping, costs are climbing. So just having good content isn't enough anymore. You've got to have a completely different and honestly, a much bolder approach. And that's where this idea really comes into play. This is not the time to play it safe. Things are just moving way too fast for comfortable strategies. If you really want to break through all that noise, you need a plan that's not just ambitious, but maybe even a little bit scary. A plan that isn't just aiming for a 10% bump, but for a 10 times impact. That's the mindset we need for our new AI playbook.
So it all really boils down to this one massive problem: content overload. The sheer volume of stuff out there means that even brilliant content can just disappear without a trace. Social platforms are giving us less organic reach, ads cost more every day. Our old methods are just getting weaker and more expensive. We absolutely need a smarter way to work. And that smarter way is this: a new blueprint for your strategy, one that's supercharged with artificial intelligence. And look, this isn't about robots taking our jobs. It's about taking all that manual guesswork, all those gut feelings, and turning them into an intelligent, data-driven plan that gives you a real, actual edge over the competition. This is the structure we need for a truly game-changing strategy.
So, our framework is built on a foundation that's, well, timeless. Research, strategy, and tactics. You have to understand the landscape, then you plan your attack, and then you execute. Simple, right? But here's the twist. We are going to inject AI into every single one of these steps. We're turning this classic model into a high-performance engine. So let's start at the very beginning with research.
First up, AI helps you really truly know your own business. It can run a complete content audit in a tiny fraction of the time it would take a human team. These AI tools will sift through your entire library. They'll classify your content, they'll analyze its performance, and they'll even do a SWOT analysis on your own work. It shows you what's working, what's a dud, and most importantly, where all your hidden opportunities are just waiting.
But of course, knowing yourself is only half the battle. Next, AI gives you this incredible 360-degree view of your entire market. And we are talking way beyond just simple keyword tracking here. AI can spot new trends before they even hit the mainstream. It can analyze your competitor's entire content strategy, and it can measure your share of voice. Basically, how much of the online conversation you actually own. It's like having 1,000 analysts on your team, working 24/7.
And finally, we get to the most critical piece of the puzzle, knowing your audience. This is where AI gets really powerful. It can use advanced segmentation and analyze thousands of real conversations online to build these incredibly detailed audience personas. It doesn't just tell you who your audience is, it tells you how they feel and what they truly want. This gives your strategy a level of empathy that was almost impossible before.
Okay, so with that deep AI-powered research foundation locked in, we can now make the shift. We've talked about the what and the why, so now let's get to the how. How do we actually use these amazing generative AI tools to bring our strategy to life?
Just think about the very first step of any creative process, brainstorming. The old way, right? It was slow, based on gut feelings, and limited to whoever was in the meeting that day. The new AI-powered way is the complete opposite. It's built on all that rich data we just gathered, it's lightning fast, it can spit out ideas at a scale you can't even imagine, and it finds these non-obvious connections that a human team might totally miss.
And the toolkit we have access to right now is just incredible. For writing, you've got these powerful language models that can draft anything from a quick email to a deep dive white paper. For images, AI can generate unbelievable, totally original art from just a few words. And for video, there are tools that can create entire animated clips just from a script. The creative potential is off the charts.
But here's the catch. These tools are only as smart as the instructions you give them. The real magic is in writing a great prompt. For example, instead of just saying, "write about marketing," a much better, more strategic prompt is, Generate 5 blog post ideas about AI applications for marketing, targeting CMOs. Ensure these ideas are tactic-free and focus on broad strategy. See the difference? You're not just giving it a topic, you're defining the audience and the strategic level. That's how you turn AI into a real creative partner.
Of course, with all this incredible power comes some pretty big questions, and the need to prove this stuff actually works. So let's pivot for a minute to two super critical and honestly often overlooked parts of any AI strategy: measuring its impact and managing the risks.
This right here, this is the question that every leader, every CFO, every boss is going to ask. When you invest all this time and money into these tools and new processes, how do you actually prove that it's worth it? The old metrics might not cut it anymore, so we need a new way to think about success.
The trick is to measure success in 3 different buckets. First, there's productivity. Are we saving time? Are we saving money? Are we just producing more content? Second, quality. Is the stuff we're making actually better? Are we seeing higher engagement, better SEO rankings? And finally, you've got the AI-specific stuff. How good is the AI at its job? How accurate is it? This gives you a complete picture of the real value you're getting.
Now, just as important as measuring the value of your AI is upholding your company's values. Using this technology responsibly isn't just a nice to have, it's absolutely essential for building and keeping trust with your audience. Get this wrong, and you could be looking at some serious damage.
And these are the big 4 issues every single team needs to be thinking about. Who actually owns the stuff the AI creates? Is the algorithm accidentally biased? Are you being open and honest with your audience about how you're using AI? And are you protecting their data? Getting these right is completely non-negotiable.
All right, so now let's look to the horizon. We've covered the strategy, the tools, and the risks. So where's all of this going? The future of content is literally being written as we speak, and you can bet that AI is holding the pen.
The speed of this change is just staggering. Within a single year, real-time personalization at scale is going to be standard. In 5 years, you probably won't be able to tell the difference between human-made and AI-made content. And in 10 years, we could be looking at personal AI companions that create these deep, evolving stories just for you. It's wild.
And this isn't some far-off sci-fi stuff. Brands are already doing incredible things. Check out Intel. At a conference, they used AI to generate unique, personalized pieces of art for people, right there on the spot. But here's the genius part. Their main goal wasn't leads, it was social shares. They used AI to create a cool, shareable experience, and that's what gets people buzzing.
Or look at Heinz. To connect with a younger crowd, they use the image generator DALL-E 2 to create a whole campaign of wild visuals, like ketchup bottle in the Renaissance. And the result? A huge 38% jump in engagement. It was clever, it was fun, and it proved that even a legacy brand can use AI to be super relevant right now.
And here, BMW used IBM Watson's power to listen to thousands of social media conversations all at once, and then it helped them craft personalized replies. So instead of just generic comments, they could have real, relevant conversations in real time. That led to a 30% boost in engagement, which just shows you the power of AI for managing complex interactions at scale.
So as we wrap all this up, this is the final thought I really want to leave you with. These incredibly powerful AI systems, they're not the creators. They are the tools. They're the paintbrush, they're the camera, they're the instrument. The strategy, the vision, the creativity, the prompts, that stuff still comes from you. So the question isn't if we're going to use AI anymore, it's how. AI is your tool, but you have to be the creative director.